Hi, welcome to the farm. Today I'm going to turn all these sour cherries into a sour cherry jam. Well, if you're new to our channel, my name is Brenda and my husband Don's behind the camera. And we own a 40-acre farm that we bought 6 years ago after he retired. And one thing I've grown to love is canning, especially making jam and canning it. These are sour cherries that we picked last year from our sour cherry bushes by our barn. And they've been in the freezer for a year. Well, we ran out of sour cherry jam, plus I want to do something with them, so it's time to make some more. Well, this is a really simple recipe. It's just 3 ingredients: cherries, sugar, and lemon juice. But I'm going to add one ingredient. A couple of the recipes I saw had lemon zest. Well, I don't have any lemons, but I have an orange. So I'm going to put a little bit of orange zest in. I think it'll give it a neat flavor. Plus, the zest will actually add some pectin. Now, I'm not using pectin, so it'll have to come from this and the lemon juice.
Pectin, does that mean commercial pectin?
Yeah, commercial pectin. Pectin. The first thing I have to do is get all these cherries into that pot without spilling them all over the place. Think I can do it? We're gonna find out.
Well, we're here to document it.
Okay. What do you know?
Hey, that went pretty well.
Yeah, if you watch our channel for long, I'm known for kind of making messes and breaking things and being a little klutzy. So that is actually 8 pounds of cherries. The recipe calls for 3 pounds, so I'm gonna, multiply the other stuff the same amount to make it 8 pounds. So
are you doubling it, or are you?
Actually, like 2.6.
Okay. Oh, you did the math.
So I'll do 2.6 times the sugar, 2.6 times the lemon juice. And the orange zest I'm just going to throw in. And you actually start with the cherries and the lemon juice and stir that and heat that up for a while before you add the sugar. So let me get the lemon juice and we'll put that in.
You know what would be fun one of these days? I mean, these are our cherries that we grew here off of the cherry bush. But it's, like a domestically grown. But we have wild cherries back in the tree line and in the forest. I think it'd be fun to do Pennsylvania wild cherry.
Maybe we'll try that sometime.
Yeah. They are smaller, aren't they?
Yes.
Supposedly, they are more tart too. So.
Well, and these, the ones from the bush, I think they're actually called Nanking cherries. I'm not sure. And we had no idea what they were when we bought the farm. I remember the previous owner said, hey, if the birds don't get to those cherries on those bushes, they're delicious. I'd never seen cherry bushes, and they are different than regular sour cherry trees. We have trees in the orchard.
Yeah, we have Montmorency cherries. Yeah.
These are actually a little smaller, which makes them a little bit harder to pit. It's a lot of pitting, but they are actually more sour, I think, than the regular sour cherries. But they are so good. I use them in like fruit crisps and then for jams. They're just, oh, they are so good. It's nice to have to stir this and get it heated up and take it from there.
So question.
Yeah.
When you make jam, is it any different on this induction versus the gas? Have you noticed the way that you prepare it and the time it takes or anything?
Well, if I want to do it fast, this does heat up a lot faster than gas. If I put that on high, it heats up real fast. But I'm going to take it a little bit slow because I don't want to burn the bottom.
So you have enough control with this?
Yeah.
I mean, that's why you liked gas before, because you could make it.
But I have even more control with this.
Really?
Even more than the gas.
Okay.
And the neat thing about this is if I have a jam I think might boil over, I think this pot's big enough it's not going to boil over. I can actually put paper towels all around this, under it. With induction, you can have paper all around here. It's not going to catch on fire.
Well, that freaks people out because
I know.
You can put the paper towel right on the burner, under the pot and around it.
Mm-hmm. Because if you do boil jam over onto an induction burner and burn it.
Well, any glass top burner.
It's true. It's very hard to clean. So you don't want to have that happen. But I think I'm okay on this one. So, but it is cool. You can put paper towels. Because I forget what I made. One thing I did make, I had paper towels all around it. And it's so weird after having gas. You don't want paper towels anywhere near a gas burner.
Yeah.
But with induction, you can.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
So they're just done by magnets that go through. They just go through the paper towel. The only thing that gets warm is the steel on the pot.
And it's really more the bottom. The handles won't be hot at all.
Yeah.
It doesn't like radiate the whole the pot. The stuff inside gets hot and the very bottom of the pot. That's about it. So I love my induction stove.
That reminds me, you had one viewer say about careful putting the eggs next to the stove.
Yeah, because I have them right next to the stove back there. But number one, I never hardly use that burner. I almost always on the front two burners is what I use. But even if I did, it really, I mean, it doesn't give off heat. Not like an electric or a gas. There's really no heat radiating out that way. So I'm okay with the eggs sitting there. Plus, we eat them so fast.
Well, I like it because it's not going to discolor the wall behind it or damage anything above it. You have almost no heat.
No. I mean, I was a loyal gas stove person.
I know you wouldn't buy certain houses because it didn't have gas.
I really liked gas. But then I started using my portable induction burners for canning, so I would have extra burners. And we saw how fast they heated up. A whole canner full of water heated up so much faster on the portable induction than my old gas stove. And the gas stove was pretty powerful, the big burner, but the induction was faster. And then I realized I could control it better, and it's like, I was sold.
You know, that reminds me, you always get people writing in the viewers, they like your portable. So it's handy to have because your stovetop can be taken up with making, you know, so this is perfect.
Yeah,
for
the canning pots can actually be off to the side or could even be in another room if you wanted to, but I just usually have them on the island. I cook over here and then can over on the island.
So the one you selected is actually a commercial grade. And the reason we selected that is that it can handle 65-pound pots.
Yeah.
Some of the other smaller ones, they're less expensive, but they can't handle the weight of canning. So if you have a 5-gallon water canner, you know, that's more, I think, than what some of the smaller, less expensive. So they're about like $150, $160.
But we have used them over and over and over over. They've been invaluable. Now the one and only drawback I have with induction is that it didn't work with my All-American pressure canner.
Oh yeah.
So I had to get a Presto pressure canner that was induction compatible. So I did like my All-American canner. I actually still have it, but I can't use it with my induction. That's the only little glitch I've had so far. Other than that, I'm thrilled.
How's the jam going?
It's just warm. It's going to take a while to warm up. This is going to take a while.
Okay. Should we come back when you're
let me get it good and warmed up here. The cherries and lemon juice are at a boil, and now I have to boil it for 20 minutes. After that 20 minutes, then I add the sugar.
Does it smell good?
Yes, it'll smell better when I add the sugar. The one thing about making jam, I will catch any pits that I miss because they float to the top. So far I found 3.
So you found 3, that's not a bad ratio, but how have you, what are you using to take the pits out these days?
I have a cherry pitter, and it works really well. I've tried a bunch of different kinds, and I found one that I like the most. I'll put a picture of it below. And I'll put a link to it too. And I'll put a link to the induction burner I use. I'll put a link to the stove, because a lot of people ask me which stove I got too. So I'll put a bunch of links below, plus the link to the recipe. But the recipe won't have orange zest in it. That's my own little addition. Yeah, when I make cherry crisp, I mean, I work really hard, try not to miss any pits, but they're so small. Those little cherries are so small, I end up missing some. So when somebody has cherry crisp, I'm always like, chew a little carefully. Like, there could be a pit. And we have found some, but nobody's broken a tooth yet. The cherries and the lemon juice have been boiling for 20 minutes. Now it's time to add the sugar, and I'm going to put my orange zest in too. And I think I'm up to 6 pits I found. Bad. And I used a combination of refined white sugar and cane sugar, mainly because both my sugar containers were almost to the bottom and I wanted to use them up so I could put fresh new sugar in them. So sometimes it's just use what you have. And there goes the orange zest. Oh my gosh, that smells good. See, I think that's going to add a little something to the cherry jam. But now I'm going to need to keep stirring it constantly because it could scorch with that sugar in there. So cook for another 25 to 30 minutes, and then I start testing it. I have frozen plates in the freezer, and you test jam by putting a little bit on the plate, putting it back in for a minute, seeing if it sets up. That way you know it's when it's gelled, when it'll be okay to put in the jars.
So the background noise you hear is from the portable induction burner, and the fan is going on it as Brenda is heating up, getting ready for the water bath canning.
It's been cooking for 30 minutes. I'm going to do the first test on the frozen plate. So I'll put a little bit on, stick it in the freezer for 1 minute, and then see how it does. And what this does, it just makes it set up quickly, so you see what it would be like when it's not boiling hot. Because you can't, it's not going to get thick while you're cooking. You have to get it cooled off to see if it is thick. And they also say if it reaches 220 degrees, I don't think I can ever get my jam quite to 220 degrees. For you professional jam makers out there, why do I've never reached 220, but it's been set up and gelled without 220? So help me on that one. I just use the plate test. That's more accurate for me. The plate test, what you do is you run your finger through it, and if it runs back together, it's not finished. If it stays apart, it's finished. It's running back together, so it's not quite thick enough yet.
Here,
So
let me see that again.
See, it's not staying apart completely.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do it for another 5 minutes and test it again.
Okay.
Okay, this is the second frozen plate test. The first one, it wasn't quite set up. I pulled my finger through it and it ran back together. So let's see what this one does. Put a little bit on, stick it back in the freezer, and see what happens. Okay, it's been a minute. Let's see what it does here. Pull my finger through. It's still running back together a little bit. I'm going to give it 5 more minutes, and I think it'll be done then. So 5 more minutes. Plate test number 3. Let's see what happens here. Give it a minute. And cross your fingers. There's actually 2 things with the plate test. Does it run? No, it's not running. And now the finger test. It's going back a little bit, but it is staying apart somewhat. So I think I'm going to go ahead and can it. I like my jam actually a little on the runnier side than the thicker side. So let's get this canned up.
You know, I think this is my favorite part of making videos, right here at our island.
Yeah, getting to taste everything we make. And so far, everything's been good.
Yeah, it really
I think this is going to be too. And I'm happy with the texture. It's not like super thick, but it's not a syrup. It's more like a preserve because I left lots of hunks of cherries.
I don't think you'd want it any thicker than
No,
this.
it's kind of like I like it.
Yeah. So it took you a couple attempts, didn't it?
Yeah, it took probably closer to 40 minutes for it to get to where I wanted it.
Yeah.
The second cooking, after I added the sugar and the orange peel. Let's see if we taste any orange in it.
So the degree of difficulty was higher because there was less sugar.
It's a lower sugar recipe, which
And
is
you
why it
didn't
took
use
longer.
pectin.
No. Well, the lemon juice helps with that. I don't know if cherries have much pectin in or not. Plus the orange peel help with that. So you ready? Drum roll.
Yeah. Here we go. Come on, it's cherry. We know it's going to be
I know.
good.
I love sour cherries. You can still taste the tart. I made one that had so much sugar in it, it was like really sweet. You couldn't even taste the tart at all. I
There's
like
a lot.
tasting. Yeah.
A lot going on with this.
I don't know if I taste orange.
First, the texture. You can tell that it's not a jelly. There's a lot of texture to it, which I think is fantastic.
Yeah, I like it.
To me, it almost reminds me of a crisp. Like it
Kind of.
has, you know, like
Yeah.
I wonder what this would be like if you put it on like toasted oats or something.
That would be good.
Or other, yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost making it like a quick crisp.
That would probably be really good.
Yeah, so the texture is right there.
The taste
then,
is
of
right
course,
there.
the tartness.
Yeah.
I like the tart. It's not like the kind that gives you the thing on the back of the jaw.
No.
I didn't get that at all.
No, it's just enough.
Yeah.
Just enough.
Yeah, it's kind of on the edge to me like that.
See, I like things really tart.
See, I think adults would like this better than kids because it's not as sweet as some.
Maybe.
When you buy cheap cherry jam,
It's a lot of sugar.
It's a lot of sugar.
Yeah.
And it just kind of covers over everything. So I get a lot more cherry flavor.
That's what I was going for.
And the tartness. So I think it's a lot more complex.
I think so. I think it's delicious.
I didn't taste any orange.
I didn't either.
No, but I think it changes the cherry profile a little bit. I
Maybe.
couldn't really prove it.
Maybe I should have put the zest of 2 oranges in.
But the zest, a lot of times in these jams, the zest, you can taste it. But there's so
Yeah,
much
sometimes.
texture here that you wouldn't be able to.
No,
Okay. This is great stuff. You should try it.
definitely.
Not your typical cherry jam or jelly.
No, it's not typical, that's for sure.
No.
So,
Hey, we had quite a busy weekend, didn't we?
we actually did, yeah.
Yeah. Yesterday was a special day. The birthday of our oldest granddaughter.
She turned 17.
Yeah.
It was a fun party. She wanted to have mountain pies and s'mores.
You know, not everybody around the country or maybe around the world knows what mountain pies are. Maybe we should make a video of that.
Maybe.
sometime.
They're done with a campfire. You had to have a bonfire going, so we
And
had
you
a
need
fire.
pie irons, but that's all we can tell you right now.
But they're yummy. And kids especially love them. Adults love them too, but kids love doing it.
Yeah.
So it was a fun time.
Hoping for rain this week, but I don't expect it.
It's been so dry.
Yeah.
We really need rain at this point.
Yep.
But I don't see
Well.
any in the forecast, so
Here's to some more rain.
cheers.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for joining us on the Wardenberg Family Farm.
We'll see you in our next video.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.